Coach Mabena, thank you very much for your time. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good.
Yes, thank you.
You've just finished a game against Dondon.
Yes.
How did it go?
Look, I can say well because we play football so that we can win games. So yeah, we did very well based on our preparation planning. Everything went according to our plan.
Coach, before we get to your preseason plans and what you are currently busy with, can we perhaps just get your football journey? Where did it start for you?
Okay.
Where did you play and how did you fall in love with football?
Okay. It's been a long journey. I think I started when I was at the age of 10, 9. Somewhere there, I used to play in the streets from Zimhlope, Orlando West, and then I started playing for Highlands Park Juniors. I grew with Highlands Park Juniors until I got an opportunity as well to play for Spartak FC in then it was called MTN League. And then it came up until I also played for FCAK. Then
I remember the team that came and got everyone. I remember.
Yes. I played for FCAK. Then after that, I left. I went to Europe. I played in the lower divisions in Europe. Then I went to Asia as well, where I also played in the first division in Europe, in Asia. Then I came back.
Which countries?
It was Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand.
And in Europe?
In Europe, it was in Switzerland.
How was that experience?
It was overwhelming because for somebody who was still trying to make his mark, it was never easy. But I'm glad because I got an opportunity to be exposed to high level of quality training and football that side under those weather conditions. So it's very cold, but it was good and bad experience because I remember I think it was 2009. I had ambitions of seeing myself being part of the national team World Cup. Yeah, but something happened there. I was supposed to sign with Orao, which was playing Premier League in Switzerland. Unfortunately, I was beaten by one top striker of Cameroon because then I was not part of national team in South Africa. I didn't have national caps and stuff. So, but it's football. So that's what I can say. That's why I'm saying it's been a long journey. Then I came back home. I got injured. I couldn't continue playing. That's why I had to quit at the earliest age.
And how old were you when
I quit when I was 26.
Hey, that's such a young age, coach.
Yeah, 26, 27. I mean, when I went to Asia, my knee got a problem and it never recovered. So I quit then, and then I started focusing on coaching. And I must thank you, the legend, Ernest Mtawali, because he's the one who had confidence in adopting me as a coach, and I learned a lot from him to be where I am today, because he adopted me at Alexandra United. Ever since then, I've never looked back. So since 2010, I took over the coaching, and then I went to do my badges as a coach. I'm currently sitting with KFB license, still looking at upgrading. As soon as the coaching courses are available, I'm looking at taking over from there. So it's been a long journey.
Coach, let us look at that journey. Like you said, unfortunately, your playing career had to come to an end because of an injury.
Yeah.
You were lucky the legendary Ernest Mtawali adopted you at Alexandra United.
Yes.
From then now, from Alexandra United,
yes.
which position did you occupy when you first started? And from there, how did you move? Which teams have you coached? And what are some of the achievements along the way?
Okay. Look, when I was at Alex, I assisted Dawali. I was the assistant coach. When we left Alexandra United, ever since I've been head coach in most of the teams. I've worked in Gauteng, I've worked in KZN, ABC Motsepe League, and SAB. I think I've worked at Northwest University at SAB. That's the only team I've coached in the SAB. But most of the teams that I've worked with, I was this coach who has become a specialist in saving ABC Motsepe teams from relegation. So it's been where you are called, because I don't know whether the chairmen of the team, they saw my age and thought that I could not handle the pressure. Because I started young, so whenever I approached them to say, give me the position, I can do something, they could not, to an extent that I had to build my name where no one wanted to go. Because every coach, when he sees that the team is going to relegation, they don't want to accept that job. Whenever they see that here there is no payment or anything, they wouldn't stay there. But I had to build my name, so I had to take those risks. And somehow I'm glad, because out of all those teams, only one team that got relegated when I was called in the last minute. But most of them, I've saved them. And after that, the chairmen, they see that it's not good, they sell those teams. So I became that. Every time you save the team, they sell it, you have to look somewhere else. And I've worked with Newcastle Sicilians, saved them relegation. After that, the following season, I think Arthur took over and they ended up selling the team. I've worked with Tornado FC. They sold to Maccabi. I've worked with Valley University. And then I've also worked with Running Water in KZN. I've worked with Kwaduguza United. So all these teams are in ABC Motsepe League. So the experience that I have gained, for me, it's big enough. I was in a position to say, with my qualifications now, I think I should look a division higher. Yeah, so yeah, that has been the journey. So you can say my accolades is to be Walter Rothman or Jacob Sakala, So yeah, it's been that journey. But for me, it has taught me a lot. Yeah, I've grown from there.
Definitely, Coach. I understand the many lessons there.
Yeah.
But don't you think then you fall in a category where you only get called when a team needs to get saved, but when the season starts and people are looking to build a team and advance to the next division, they don't look at you?
It has been like that. That's why when Asande came knocking, I took the opportunity, because their vision, their approach to the game was totally different from what I have been finding in other teams. So I think they are the only second team that have given me such opportunity, apart from Kwaduguza. When I took Kwaduguza, it was pre-season, and when I left them, they were in good position. We were still contesting for the championship. So for me, I feel that with Asande, their vision and my ambitions as a coach, they match along the way. So it's not a matter of somebody's desperate for something. I can say it's a good match. It's on a mutual understanding of where the team wants to go, where I want to go as a coach. So that's why I decided to say this is a better opportunity for me.
So it's an opportunity for you because you've been saving teams.
Exactly.
And given your experience and your qualifications, you should be coaching division high. So it's an opportunity for you to do it yourself with the team rather than wait for a team in the upper divisions to call you.
Look, I had already considered myself to say, look, let me leave the country. I'm one coach who does not shy away to try in other places. If your skills are not appreciated where you come from, the best thing is go somewhere. Maybe you'll be appreciated, maybe you'll do well there. Also taking a note from our very own special one, which is Pitso Msimane. You know, Coach Pitso, if he can go that mile, so why not us? So I had that in mind to say, no, if nothing works at home, let me go. I mean, you can't start and have these qualifications and still struggling to get a job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coach, I've had a chat with the chairman.
Yes.
It's clear that the mandate is national playoffs.
Mm.
And I'm sure he has spoken to you about that and you accepted that job with that full understanding.
Yes.
Do you think, as a coach and with the team that you have, you'll be able to achieve that?
Look, it's good. It's good to have ambition, because you see, every chairman has got ambition of going for national playoffs, but it's the application that matters. If all application from all departments is well coordinated, I'm confident that we will compete successfully. We may achieve the plans and the visions of the team if we all coordinated, because for you to go to national playoffs, it's not all about coach and the players. It's when the whole team ticks. So right now we are at that building phase. It will be too early for me to say yes, the vision will be achieved, but we are on the right track towards that vision.
Coach, we understand that within football and coaches as well, you know, there are times where coaches are changed every now and then, and whenever an opportunity comes, coaches look to grab that opportunity with both hands without maybe doing an analysis, saying, okay, who are these people? What do they have in place for me to succeed? Do they tick the right boxes? And maybe coaches look and say, I need to put food on the table, let me just take this job. For you coming for this opportunity, what thing that you, when you spoke to the chairman and looked at Asande and said, they've got 1, 2, and 3, it ticks the right boxes, I'm in?
You know, when I met Mr. Nkosi, it's Mr. Nkosi who initiated all this through to the chairman as the manager. So we engaged during the preseason. And when he was speaking during the preseason, he highlighted some things of interest to me, to say, look, the basic of a team to compete are there. And when I looked at the standards of Asande, I recognized that they have what it takes to compete. So I looked at their vision and I looked at mine to say, yes, I've been in this league for this long, but I've got no record. Remember, you don't record relegation, whatever, in football. So those accolades are not speaking volume. So now you need to be with a team that wants to challenge. So most boxes, they tick them. Because for me, right now, it wasn't an issue of stomach decision.
Yes.
It was an issue of career. As I speak to you, I was supposed to travel with a squad. There was somebody who was offering me to travel to Poland with a squad of players in South Africa. But I turned it down, because that is a short-term thing, but it was going to feed my stomach. But I said, look, the vision is to showcase my talent with the people that wants to achieve. So I would say, when the chairman spoke to me, I felt this man wants this thing. And he wants it not in an arrogant way, in a humble and respectful way. So when we had when he called me for an interview, we spoke much, and I saw that, look, let me accept the challenge. It's not going to be easy. There are no guarantees in football. In any team, you are not guaranteed to say you will take us until the season is finished. Things may happen along the way, but for now, I'm very much pleased with the progress that we are making. Yeah.
Coach, just to speak on that, finding the balance between career advancement and stomach matters, as you put it. How difficult is it for coaches, because there are coaches who find themselves in projects that they do not align with, but because they need to put food on the table, they go there. How difficult is it for you coaches to find a balance?
Hey, mamela uthami, ngizoba nje honest kuwe yabo. Akusiyinto elula. It's never easy. It's never easy because as coaches, the priority is to make sure that the family eats. And as we sometimes sacrifice our vision as coaches to our stomach, because at the end of the day we must put the food on the table. But as I said, that for me, at my age, I am at the right age to make those decisions that are career advancing more than that are stomach based, because I still have many years in this industry. So for me, it was that easy to say, give me the job. Let's talk about stomach after. To an extent that I can tell you that me and the manager, until the deal was sealed, we never spoke in terms of contract or money. We spoke football.
That's interesting.
You see, we spoke football all the way until he even bought me a ticket without talking contract or money to go down to KZN. So that's how linked we were. That's how confident we were with each other. Yeah.
Coach, your football philosophy, methodology, and approach. What is your approach
to football? You must never take in mind that ABC Motsepe League, it's a development football. Yes, we have converted it into a competitive football where it's a do or die. But I've never taken out the element of developing these players for better opportunities. Developing them with a mentality that wherever they go, they should be able to cope with the situations. So I'm positionally best, but also involving transition, because you can't always be based on combination play all the way. That's what is killing our football. In terms of combination, there is no country that can beat us. If we say now let's play combination play football, we will keep possession until the sun comes down. But at the end of the day, football is about results. So I'm that type of a coach that believes in 3 P's, which is position, possession, and pressing. So for me, those qualities in a player must be there, because those 3 P's, they produce a rhythm. And in football, if you don't have a rhythm, you can't play. So for me, it's a mixture. Yes, there will be there will be games in this situation where you will find that we won't play clean football because of the vision. You've asked me of the vision. In this league, you must be able to be a dynamic coach, be able to comprehend all systems depending on your opposition. So, but for me, positional football is what I love. And you see, there's this thing that in our country we have killed, the flair. I love flair football, but then how do we now teach players to say, keep it positive, do it, but keep it positive? I mean, if you were in our game today, you could see there was one player that passes with the outside foot. I encourage such, because that's who we are. But now we must implement how do we do it positively, and encourage players to continue doing it at these developmental stages, so that when they get to the PSL or they go to Europe, they still maintain this flair.
Coach, I'm glad you from Soweto.
Yes.
You will know that Kasi football culture, yes, Soweto in other townships in Gauteng. And there's always been that debate between Gibela and the flair, and saying no, this thing is not productive. We need to pass and move forward. What is your view to that? Are you for, like you said, you like flair?
Yeah.
But in the context of what we see in KZN tournaments and so on, and it being productive in a PSL game, can that be applied in a PSL game and bring results, or it's not productive at that level?
Look, if ask yourself, if it can bring results in Soweto tournaments, why wouldn't it bring results in PSL games, in competitive football? It's how it's coordinated. It's how you bring those skillful players to coordinate with those who don't have skill. I mean, I can take you back. We had Skarango versus. They used to do it, but they were productive. So it's a mindset that we have developed that has psychologically affected our own players to believe that they must just keep it to two-touch football. And if you check, in Europe, they are transacting now. They are adopting what we are dumping. You see, so I'm saying this with confidence. When I was in Switzerland years back, you know, when I was doing this thing that now we call dynamics, which in Africa we've been doing it way back, of warming up, I was told I must stop dancing and warm up. Yes, to Europeans, then it was dancing. It wasn't warm up. They did not see effective of it. But currently, they are the ones dominating with such a warm up. You see, so if we are going to run away from what we are good at and expect that when it comes back from Europe, now it's only proven to be good, then we will always play last in the world of football. But we must embrace and start applying it now. I'm telling you with confidence that if we go back to our flair, we will dominate the world. Because understand what is in the flair. We do flair because we want to confuse opponents. And when an opponent is confused, gets frustrated, it's through that frustration that you produce results.
Coach, you know, there's also another debate.
Yes.
That what is our style of play? People ask, we say, no, we must play a South African way. And someone says, okay, let's play it too. If you say you must play South African way, what is the South African way of playing football, and what informs that?
What informs South African football? It's street football, right? If we get to understand that our development in this country, it's on the street. Now, taking somebody on the street that doesn't have a matric, and you start wanting to take that person to school how to play football, then you're getting it wrong completely. Remember, this person did not complete matric because he can't comprehend that type of learning. So now, let him use his intelligence. Our duties as coaches is to correct that intelligence, not to change it, to correct it and direct it in the right format of performance. Take a skillful player, mix him with somebody who is not skillful, and produce something out of it. Than to say, okay, obvious we can't have all skillful players, right? So you sort that out, then we will produce our own South African brand of football, and that will sell. It's only that we must correct it as coaches. How do we correct it? That's where now the point is. But it's going to be difficult for us to correct it. Whenever we go to school as coaches, we use European manual. Because that European manual is teaching us to be direct. Then how do you go back on the field and coach not to be direct?
Coach, the brand of football you are talking about, in terms of technique and tactics, what will characterize it?
Okay. Currently, technical wise, when we talk technique, we are very, very behind in South Africa with the technique. Why we are so behind? Because all of us, once we achieve our badges, we want to focus on the senior players. So now, the country must create structures at a development level where, look, I'm here, maybe I'm not even getting paid for being here, or I'm here, I'm getting paid. But development coaches, they don't get anything. So who will want to have a KFB and go and coach at a development level? That's where it's getting lost. Because now I want to get a player who is already 19, 20 and start developing that player. It's too late. The mind is already matured. It has been filled with whatever that he has been getting along the way. So let's look at, I hear we always in this country talk of development, but we don't talk on the application approach. We say invest money on the development. I will take you now to Soweto. You go and look at a coach that is coaching development. He is wearing a jean. And and he's even sitting down during that period, but he's coaching and he's got one ball. He's got 1 hour or 1 hour 30 minutes to work with those kids. So now what will that produce? I'm talking, this is a repetition maybe for the next 4 years doing the same thing. Then now how do you develop a player with one ball, training that player, 30 players sharing one ball? You see, so as long as we don't fix that, that's point number one. Two, if we don't fix the diet issue, we will have a problem. You look at the physique of our current players, especially in South Africa. We are losing the physical posture because of the diet. It plays a very important role. You can't teach a player when he's 21, when he arrives at big teams, on how to eat properly. The system is already spoiled, and the muscle cannot develop to be what it is to perform at a required level for a longer period. You see, that's why you see our players, we usually use the word to say we always produce microwave players. He's there for 2 seasons. After 2 seasons, he disappears. You see,
he doesn't have that physique to sustain.
That physique was spoiled whenever at a development level because he never ate properly. He never trained properly. Now he comes to a system where he has to perform game in, game out consistently. You see, he has not been exposed to that. So it crashes down. So then how do we put these things together so that we are able to say we have a player for the next 5 years or for the next 10 years that is performing at his maximum performance?
Difficult question.
Yeah, no, kuzolunga kodwa singalahli ithemba.
In terms of your coaching, who inspires you locally and abroad?
Locally, I would say Coach Pizzo has come up. Coach Den, I wouldn't ignore him. It's only that for me, I steal some things in him and make my own soup that is very tasty compared to his. But I love his brand of football, though he's being criticized in this country. But I believe what he's doing, it's only lacking a few things that he needs to incorporate in his coaching. I think he can do better in this country. So I would say him. Yes, Roland is coming up well. I would say also he is on that role. Not ignoring Tinkler. Yeah, Tinkler. I think I also takes my heart.
Yes, coach. You're not the first coach I've spoken to who mentioned Tinkler. They all mention Coach Beats or Coach Roland, but they always mention Tinkler. What is it about Coach Tinkler that coaches look at him and think, hey, this guy, there's something he's doing right?
You see, you will never see arrogance in Tinkler. You will never see him doing things that expose his style of play, but he does well. Whenever he executes it with passion. He knows what he does on the training fields, and when it's time for execution, you see it in the players. You don't need to go and ask what is he trying to do. It's clear. Within the players, it's clear. And every player that he works with, you must see that he excels. he becomes totally different from the player you knew before in his hands. Look at Musiamedi, how he turned him to be what he is. Where is he today? You see. So that's a quality for me. Yeah, he pushes players. It's not that he pushes players. He brings that thing that was lacking in that player.
Interesting. And abroad, or are we in
No, but because if you don't think international as a coach, then you won't succeed. You'll be limiting yourself. You need to mix so that you produce your own thing. Abroad, there is Diego Simeone. There is Bisla. For me, those two, yeah, they take my heart.
Interesting, Simeone, because people say that he's ultra defensive. And when on the other side, you like free-flowing football.
No, you see, sometimes there are characters that as a coach you need to have so that they can be instilled in your players. You can't play football without aggression.
Yes.
You see, this style that I'm telling you about, once it lacks aggression, it cannot be executed because you don't want to lose the ball. So you must develop that in players to say, if you don't have a ball, you are a disaster in the field. You must want to have the ball on your feet or in your team all the time. Starve opponents' possession, and when you get it, go at them like you've never done before. So this is what they are missing with Simeone. Simeone, he doesn't play positional football. He's more of a transitional coach. He wants the ball to get into the scoring zone. That's it. That's it. How you do it, find a way. And you will never see him getting crazy at the defenders like he gets crazy with the attackers. You see. So for me, that's why I say him and Bisla. If you look at Bisla, he's different. He's totally different. Yeah. So you understand. So the combination of those, then they produce who I am.
That's very interesting.
You see. Yeah.
Going back to the preseason.
Yeah.
You came from KZN.
Yeah.
Playing Gauteng, you played Bengal, you're playing back in Greece tomorrow.
Yes.
Why decide to come to Gauteng and play teams from Gauteng, back in his place in Northwest, instead of playing the teams that you are likely to face in KZN?
When we started to talk, we spoke about a vision, right? The vision is to go to for national playoffs. If you check the trend right now of the teams that have been qualifying first division, you only get them here.
Yes.
Right. So now you don't want to rub shoulders where there is no success. So you must go where success is and test there. Then it will inform you how far you are. Because those that are in KZN, we can arrange a practice match at any given moment. So the reason that we came here is to test what we have with these. You see, tomorrow we're playing Northwest, today we played Gauteng. The team we played against did well in the past season. So now we are playing those that have gone for the playoffs. So for us, it's a measurement. That's how we're going to measure ourselves. So for us taking decision to come to Gauteng, we wanted to be closer to the vision.
In terms now, I know obviously when you started the preseason, even before it, you had a plan.
Mm-hmm.
How far are you from where you want your team to be when that first game comes?
We are 1 week in our preseason, so we still have 3 weeks more for us to say yes, we are on track for our first game. But the response from the players is already informing me that they are on the right track. We brought in hungry players. We brought in players who want to fight for this vision. So I can say we are not far, but yet we are not closer to where we want to be because the legs are still heavy. So now what they are giving us, it's only what we can see in the next 4 weeks being executed at a fast pace compared to what we are seeing now. So yeah, we were on the right track. We are moving right according to the plans. I'm happy that everyone, including the chairman, the manager of the team, so far they are supportive of the decisions that we make as a technical staff. And I think I've been given a better technical staff to work with at this particular moment. So everyone is very supportive of the vision.
Coach, help us here, because we know as football fans, we always want to, sometimes we speak from a point of ignorance,
yes,
for a lack of a better word.
Yeah.
So it's when we speak to coaches, they help us to understand other things.
Yes.
You mentioned that this is your first week,
Yeah.
they're already playing games. Some of us know that the first week we just run in preseason. How have you structured this preseason, and how are you going to keep on increasing the intensity and the loading up until the game?
Look, you only go your first week of running when you know what you have. You can't take everyone and put him on a running, because remember, when you go for preseason, it's what you're going to have throughout the season. So you are preparing, you are fixing mistakes that you already know. You don't go for preseason to fix what you don't know. So for us, this is an identification process, so that when we go to preseason, we know what we are going to correct. And then we know that in the next coming 2 weeks after, when we leave here, we are going straight for a 2 weeks camp, where we will already know that this is what we need to fix, this is what we need to correct, so that when we come out of that 2 weeks, we are able to say in each and every practice game that we're going to have, it's strictly measuring what we had done wrong in the past games as we are here. Therefore, we will know that as soon as the league kicks off, we are ready to go.
And I can see, Coach, the plan is clear.
Yes.
The vision from our chairman is clear. Something good is happening at Asande. And from my side, I wish you all the best, Coach, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, and thank you to the supporters. We're asking for their patience. We ask them to keep on supporting Asande and to make sure that the vision is realized. They are our fifth player on the field. I don't want to say 12. They are there in the making. We want them there at the start. We don't want them to be added when we are already on the field. So they are most welcome to continue supporting the team. Thank you.